This is the one. Nobody, I don't care who you are, you did not see this coming because Blade is getting a proper reboot under Kevin Feige in Marvel Studios Phase 5. This is the only Phase 5 official one that they announced with a logo.
Yeah.
This is the one. Like, I saw this and I was like, oh, I'm being trolled, I'm being trolled. Then the logo popped
This
up.
isn't true.
And then the video. And dude, I had a meltdown. Like Blade to me is like before I like watched Spider-Man or X-Men or any of that, Blade was my thing. So
I say Blade was like the gateway for a lot of people our age.
oh my dude,
That sat there and got me like so into vampires that after that I was that kid that made vampire reports. I watched Lost Boys. Like I literally my entire middle school career, every one of the projects that we got to pick a topic, I did vampires. Because of this movie.
Like, to me, it was like, oh, vampires. That's Southern and Eastern European lore. Like, that was integrated into my mind. So, like, Blade kind of, like, brought that fanboy out in me. And, like, the fact that they announced it, but then they brought out the actor, and Kevin Feige's like, oh, we got him because he walked in. He was like, I want to do Blade. They're like, well, we got no choice. Do Blade. I guess this man wants Blade.
Cool. here's your contract. Go ahead, do it.
So, on a side note, anybody with a big name, please walk in and demand Namor and don't walk out till they say yes.
Who's the guy? Oh, who's the Asian guy that was in Lost that people want as Namor?
Oh, yes.
Oh, I can't think of his name. It's gonna bug me. That's really gonna annoy me who he is. Yeah, can he just like walk in there and be like, yeah, Namor, cool.
And then, dude, so like, Blade. How do you feel about okay? First off, how do you feel about the casting? Because this is
I mean, the casting's nuts. I don't think anyone would have seen that.
Right. Especially that he was Cottonmouth in Luke Cage, and he was the best part of Luke Cage.
Oh yeah, definitely. But everyone be like, oh, they're not canon. It's just like the dude's dead.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, what
Daniel
difference
Day-Kim.
does it?
Yep.
What difference does it make that he's the same actor? Like they're not going to bring Cottonmouth back,
right? They're never going to meet each other, so who cares?
Yeah.
Like,
And even if Blade does meet Luke Cage, has anyone never seen someone that looks similar to someone they know before?
he's going to have fangs, and he's going to have like
cool
a sweet
sunglasses.
haircut and glasses.
He's also going to have sunglasses on. Yeah, he's never going to see his face properly. So what does it matter? Like,
No, like this is obviously. If it was part of the last phase, this would be my number one. So it can't be. That goes to Shang-Chi. But this is like my most hype for announcement that they made. Like, I never thought we would be at this
weird
point.
That is Phase 5.
It is.
He just came out and was like, oh, they essentially told you what Phase 5 is.
They
with
did.
The Blade bit as well. It's just kind of like, what's going on? We just got 2 phases in like one night. It's really weird, but
I mean,
it's cool.
so here's my thing with like Blade and vampires. I've already seen people talking about the nonsense stupidity that these can be created from the snap or anything. If you do that, I don't even want this Blade.
Yeah,
like,
that's
vampires
I
are
can't
history and
stand-
lore. Like do not touch that. Like it's
I honestly my biggest hate with like fan theories online is like, oh, bring it from the multiverse, do it because of the snap. It's like no, like this is why you will never be a writer, and thank God you're not writing movies right now. That is the laziest way you could do it.
And like Blade and his connection to Dracula and all of these vampires in the lore, you could technically like seed the like little pieces of vampires in Eternals if you wanted to. Like because
I mean, Eternals explains literally everything.
Everything. So
Eternals explains why Bruce Banner didn't just turn into a giant tumor when he got hit with radiation.
Right. So like it's all there. I think that one of the most interesting parts of Blade to me is going to be you're bringing in core vampires now in this huge lineage and cults into the MCU. And it's not the TV side, so the movies don't have to ignore it. The films are going to openly have to acknowledge this. And when Blade shows up to stand alongside the goddamn Avengers, they're going to be like, there's vampires in this? What?
Oh, see, that's interesting. Is Blade going to be on the Avengers?
Well, where's he going? He ain't going to be teaming up with Ghost? Well, he might team up with Ghost Rider.
I mean,
but...
that's the thing. Like, obviously, they're all under one thing now. And like I found it interesting that Feige won the war for Blade.
Same.
Movie. So it's kind of like they're setting up a supernatural thing. You know, Doctor Strange is a horror movie. We got this. We're getting Ghost Rider. We're getting.
You give us werewolf.
Oh, he might be on a list somewhere. There is a long list that I might show you later on of names. And it's kind of like there's a clear, obvious direction. So like, are they gonna? Like, you can't leave if you do like a Moon Knight TV show. You can't not have those two crossover.
At this point, now that Blade is happening as this, I'm 100% expecting Moon Knight is going to spin off of Blade. Like,
yeah,
it's
same.
Like the Midnight Suns, whatever you're going to call them. Like, I mean, there was that old TV series on Spike that Marvel made for Blade.
Yeah,
and like right at the end, because they didn't know if they were going to get renewed, he's like, oh, I should call up my friend Mark Spector. He's dealt with these guys before, and then it never gets resolved. I'm like, dude, these two characters go hand in hand. Like, it's
they really do. I mean, Moon Knight has a lot to do with Dracula anyway. Like, Dracula owes him a lot of money, if you've ever read that comic. But no, there's a lot of history between those two. Obviously, they operate in very similar circles.
Yep.
It's just like, if the TV's doing a lot of supernatural stuff, we cannot keep that away from Blade. We have to cross those over. And I'm certain we get the Blade movie to kind of like hint that they are gonna. We're gonna start seeing more TV, movie, and movie TV.
Could you imagine something like this? Like, you're gonna have Ghost Rider and Hellstrom and whatever the else is happening, like Glyph on Hulu. You have maybe Blade and Moon Knight on the film side, and then Disney Plus series Midnight Suns or Spirits of Vengeance or something.
Spirits of Vengeance is happening. They did announce that.
Yeah.
So like that is definitely a thing. It's kind of like if they are making a Glyph show. So with Glyph, like she deals with Egyptian like gods and demons. So that's a Moon Knight entry. You got Moon Knight with Blade. Like you have to, that triangle just has to meet.
It has to, yeah. Like,
and it'll be really great to actually see Blade not in his own universe. Like actually being able to be introduced to all these other characters. Like, who's to say not down the road he and Spider-Man even meet up? Like,
yes.
They'll do it. I mean, who's to say, Spider-Man 3, quote, is going to be a very different Spider-Man movie? Who's to say it's not vampires?
Exactly. Like, we don't know. We literally don't know. Like, that's the thing.
Sure, Spider-Man 3 is going to be before Blade, because Spider-Man 3 is clearly 2021 in July, and Blade's... We don't know when Blade's going to be, but, we have Mahershala Ali right now.
Yep.
No, why cast that early when you haven't got anyone else?
Well, remember, Feige also did say this is the phase right now, but things can change. Like, who's to say 5 weeks from now he's not sitting down talking about Blade and they come up with the perfect script and they're like, oh yeah, we can totally connect that to the Hawkeye show, and they're like, all right, fast track that one. Like, it could happen. Like, it's happened before. They've shifted things around and been like, no, we got an idea, put this out there right now. So
who's to say he also doesn't get introduced slightly in Spider-Man?
Right, like we have no idea. Like, oh man. Yeah.
Say like, I'm not sure if like Blade will ever become part of Phase 4 because he has. He said after the panel like, no, we debated whether to have Phase 4 and Phase 5 today. Right. But then we're like, no, Phase 4 is enough. Like, we announced 10 projects, we're working on 11. Wink, Spider-Man. Yep. So like, that's enough for Comic-Con. Like he did do the whole like you wanted more. Like,
yeah, right. It's like, what did you want more? We just announced 2 years worth of content. What do you want?
Yeah, there's 50 hours here.
Hey,
like,
how'd DC do? That's what I thought. Get out of here.
they were brave enough to have their panel at the same time. So
yeah.
I do have to say, like, Blade is such a big thing coming into the Marvel Cinematic side of the universe. Like, my master instructor in Taekwondo, he was like, I was listening to the radio. Mind you, that's how big Comic-Con was. That it was all over the radio stations talking about everything being announced. And they sat there, and even the Vermont radio station mentioned the fact that Blade is coming to the MCU. The first thing I walk into class, he's like, do you know what I'm hyped for? I'm like, Blade? He's like, that is his iconic, most loved movie because that's what he grew up watching as well.
Even my dad, who's like, he's watched the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but like he's never a fan of comic book movies. He had no idea Blade was a Marvel thing up until I gave him to him recently, like to rewatch. And even he was like, "Oh, I've been following what you guys were talking about online. Blade is coming back. I can't wait to see that." I was like, oh my god, dude, Blade is going to be like a 1 billion. Just watch. Watch, dude. This thing's going to be huge. Like,
but to be fair, it's already started on Twitter that the old Blade movies are the actual real accurate Blade, and this will never live up. It's just kind of like, we've got a new Raimi Spider-Man.
And look, look, Blade 2 People know this. I've talked about this to death. It is one of my absolute favorite films of all time. I love everything about that film. But let go of your nostalgia goggles, for the love of God. You know, like, man, come on.
Also, don't defend Wesley Snipes. The last thing you want to do is defend that guy.
No. Next up, you might as well start defending, I don't know, Pablo Escobar. Yeah, man, that was a pretty good guy.
Sure, why not? I'd have a beer. Why not?
Sure. So, Blade, man. Right now, officially, I can say, Marvel Studios, all I need is Namor, and anything is possible. Literally anything is possible in the MCU at this point.
I mean, they're doing Eternals. Anything was going to happen at that point.
True. So, that's it for the one-by-one rundown of every